A deadline given to Niger's new military rulers to reinstate the elected president has passed with no signs of the junta backing down. The coup, which was the 7th in West and Central Africa in recent years, has rocked the Sahel region.
Defiant and determined, Niger's junta are doubling down on their power grab. Addressing tens of thousands of supporters gathered in the capital, military leaders showed no sign of relinquishing control.
Today's gathering is testimony to your commitment and to your determination to change Niger.
Coup backers were undeterred by an ultimatum from West Africa's ECOWAS Union to reinstate the country's democratically elected president, Mohamed Bazoum.
Niger has suffered so much. Niger has taken responsibility. It wasn't just the military who took power, but the people who took power. What we have now and here is true democracy.
ECOWAS had given the junta 1 week to stand down and warned it has a plan for military intervention if necessary. As the deadline passed, Niger's military leaders dug in.
Niger is faced with the threat of intervention, and that is becoming clearer through the actions of neighboring countries. Therefore, our airspace is closed from this day on for all aircraft until further notice. There will be an immediate and energetic response to any attempts to enter our airspace.
The skies around Niger quickly emptied as the country braced for what comes next. ECOWAS faces immense challenges, however it proceeds, with Niger's neighbours, Burkina Faso and Mali, both ruled by military regimes, backing the junta. They say any military intervention in Niger will be seen as an act of war.
We can get across to our correspondent, Elisa Chukwuma, monitoring events from Lagos in neighboring Nigeria. So it appears Niger's junta not backing down. They've closed airspace rather than submit to that deadline. Do we know what ECOWAS is going to do as its next steps?
Well, Claire, the ECOWAS deadline has clearly elapsed, so ECOWAS have to give a statement. It's a wait now for a response from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, on what the next step will be. They have made it clear before last week that military intervention will be the last resort, although they give an ultimatum which elapsed last night, Sunday, for the reinstatement of President Bazoum after this military junta took over power on the 26th of July in Niger. So as we speak, deadline has elapsed, so it's all waiting now for ECOWAS's response.
Now, in another important development, neighbours Mali and Burkina Faso have both come out in strong support of the junta. If ECOWAS does intervene here, are we looking at the potential for a rapidly escalating conflict in the Sahel region?
Ostensibly, it will turn into such should the military intervention, which many people want to avoid, happen. Mali and Burkina Faso have declared support for the military juntas in Niger. We have the likes of Algeria and Chad saying they're not going to be supporting military intervention. ECOWAS have made plans for military intervention. We're not sure yet what the next move will be after the deadline elapsed last night. We have a region that's been bedeviled by Islamist insurgents in recent years, likes of Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram and ISIL-linked groups having issues in that region, not just Niger, also the likes of Mali and also Nigeria. So it's a situation that might be escalating of more violence and even more displacements of innocent lives and citizens should we have military intervention and an escalation to the situation in the Sahel.
And we saw earlier footage of huge crowds of coup supporters actually gathered in the capital Niamey yesterday. Given the most recent developments, how much support do you think there is in Niger for the military junta?
Well, Claire, you look at the 30,000 capacity stadium filled to the brim yesterday. It looks like that they have been able to gather huge support this military junta, because it was a Sunday, but yesterday so many people came out. We also saw the junta leaders also joining the rally in the stadium to drum up support and also show a form of defiance, euphoria and solidarity with the military junta move, and also waiting on what ECOWAS will do next. So they have been able to gather much support in the capital, Niamey, saying that whatever they're going to be standing strong for whatever sanctions or move from ECOWAS. So the ball is in ECOWAS court right now, because the people of Niger have spoken yesterday in the Niamey. The junta have made it clear that they are defiant and not moving anywhere. So it's all eyes on ECOWAS now to see what next happens, because they've clearly got support in the capital.
Well, thank you so much, as always, for your reporting. That's DW's Olisa Chukwuma.